Over 1 million school children live in New York City, and early education is an important part of each one of their lives. But finding educational programs for young children can be expensive and stressful, especially for middle-class families.
In the East Village neighborhood of Manhattan, the Venezio family has just begun the search for a program for their young son, Charlie.
Mostly find everything out, through other moms. I think that's the greatest network of knowledge for us. I think because there's so many different issues across the board, not just school, moms really do reach out to each other. And also have a few friends in the neighborhood, so I know their specific experiences just within our neighborhood, which was good. And how hard it was even for just public school. All right.
Last year, the mayor's much-anticipated universal pre-K program was put into action. Over 40,000 4-year-olds were enrolled in pre-K programs at public schools, religious places, and community centers. Still, many families have been left without spaces. The alternative options for these families are expensive and often require difficult admissions processes.
Preschool is not free. Preschool is very expensive no matter what, and financial aid is very limited, and feels like you're sending your kid to college and applying for college when you're just sending them to a class for kids to really just kind of hang out with each other the same age and start to learn how to interact with each other in a, kind and considerate way.
Over the past 2 years, the de Blasio administration has called the universal pre-K program a success. However, there are real problems with the program across the board. There are not enough programs available for all students, and the admissions process is not flexible for parents.
What scares me too, big thing in for public school, even though it's free and it's great, luckily I have some good options in my neighborhood, I only get to choose one. When I apply, I only get to put one down. I can't rank them in an order of 5, which I really think you should be able to do. So that way, you feel a little bit more secure that if you don't get into your first choice, at least you'll probably get into your second or your third, and that you don't have to worry about getting into your 4th or your 5th. But I guess maybe there's too many kids in this neighborhood that they can't let you do that, which is crazy.
The universal pre-K curriculum has not lived up to expectations. Critics point to the differences between students enrolled in universal pre-K programs and those enrolled in private pre-K programs.
Well, I think UPK is a good thing. I think it would have been stronger if, in rolling it out, that there had been more enlisting teacher educators as partners, and rather than sort of creating the policy without any conversation and then just saying, here it is, go do it. I think that because there are gaps, and particularly in terms of the curriculum, many of the students talk about they're not allowed to have children count beyond 5, and they're 4 years old. That's completely inappropriate. And so the mandated curriculum, the scripted curriculum, is really not in line with the aspirations, with the high aspirations and hopes that we all have for young children in public sponsored early childhood programs. So the limit should not be placed from the state to the child, no, you can't count beyond 5. The limit should be on the child's capacity to do whatever it is in front of them. And that, I think, is a big difference. And I think that that's really the place where there could have been, and I think there's still room for there to be a substantive conversation in terms of what are good expectations for 4-year-old. I am in and out of public school classrooms, private school classrooms, and you see there's a stark difference. There's a stark difference. And the difference is children in private schools are encouraged to talk quite a bit. They're encouraged to allow their imaginations to be the limit, whereas you often see in publicly funded UPK programs, some of which are in CBOs, some of which are in public school classrooms, some of which are in charter schools, where you see children being told, no, don't do that. Shh, be quiet. And those are the things that stop learning, that disengage children from the learning process, which is really not the goal for UPK at all.
These larger issues trickle down to parents who have to navigate a complex and expensive process in order to enroll their children in public school.
And you have to do everything really early in the city, and if you don't, then you're really screwed, you're really screwed, especially if you need financial aid or things like that. If you're not one of the first to apply, then you might not get anything.
Although New York City's universal pre-K program has been presented by the mayor's office as a success, we have discovered that in reality the program has a long way to go. In the meantime, Parents like Zoe will continue to keep their early education options open in hopes that the city will improve what is currently a less than perfect system. Lisa Olson and Omar Adam reporting for Studio H News.